So it affects beginner investors because imagine this. You are a new investor, you don't know anything about the stock market, and today you're entering the stock market. You go on YouTube and you type up beginner tips for investors. And then flashy thumbnail comes up and some guy is pointing to 10 lakh rupees in 1 month. Okay.
Same thing happened with me.
Okay. So this is stereotypical. This happens a lot. So YouTube will push the one which everyone comments on. Doesn't matter if the comments are bots or whatnot, YouTube pushes that. So the top video will be one guy pointing like this saying 10 lakh rupees in 1 month. How did I make it? How can you make it too? And then the video will open off with his sponsorship for some broking company. And he'll end up saying, you buy this stock for this target, you buy that stock for that target. Or he'll open up a screen sharing of options trading or some candlestick analysis. And he'll say that, look, this is the target price, this is the buy price, this is. And you see all these numbers and you think, oh my God, this guy knows his stuff because he's showing me all these numbers. I think he's very smart. He's telling me this is the target price. It'll definitely go to that target price. And why shouldn't you believe him? Because if someone's wearing a doctor's lab coat, you're going to think he's a doctor, right? But that's the problem with investing and getting into YouTube or any other platform. It is that you can't trust people just because of what they say or what material they put or how they've edited their video. You need to look at a reputable source. And if you don't do this, you are going to be in for a world of pain. Even if temporarily whatever that malicious actor might have put forth in his video, you believe it and you act on it. And let's say it does succeed. It is not guaranteed to succeed the second time. So that being said, this is sort of the effect the internet has on the beginner investor because there is no quality control in the internet. People can put whatever they want to put on it. And you watch it or don't watch it, that's your thing. You believe it or don't believe it, that's your thing. But I can open up my phone. The iPhone has a wonderful camera. I can record a brilliant video. I can edit it in the iPhone app for editing. And I can put up a video. And I'll basically be successful in fooling any beginner investor to think that what I'm saying is the only way to make money.
And coming back to the book talks about honeybees and how it collectively works as a group. The honeybee hierarchy is correctly defined. We have queen honey, which is the leader of that honey group, and they have working bees. And when the working bees are assigned the task, it only performs the task. But when humans are in a group, when the leader assigns a task, we'll do. But due to our thinking ability, we'll get off the track and do things which are not assigned to us because human beings constantly think. And when the idea is put forward to that human being, it constantly thinks and doubts that whether this idea is correct or not. So even when the good thing is put forward to that person, he thinks and constantly questions that thought that person is saying correctly or not. So this commonly affects the beginner investors because they will have the beliefs that they are thinking correct, and it is hard to put that new thing to the beginner investor. So how can a beginner investor protect himself from the doubtful mind?
Yeah. So, good question. And this ties in back to what we discussed before. Yes, bees do have a very rigid social hierarchy. And their biology also indicates that their social hierarchy is fixed. But coming to humans, the thing is, we also do have a sense of social hierarchy where we respond to authority. So when someone who you think is an authority, who looks like an authority, let's take the doctor example. Let's say you're in a hospital and I show up with a lab coat and a stethoscope and I tell you that, sir, you have cancer. After reading, you don't even know who I am. Some other person came in, took your tests, went out, and another doctor is coming in with a stethoscope, looks very legitimate and tells you, sir, you have cancer. The inclination is to believe the person because you think that, yes, society has its stuff in order and we've got everything in place. And if a person who looks like a doctor is coming and telling me that I have something, then they must probably be right. So we are trained to respond to authority. For example, when we're younger, when our parents tell us something, we just take it for face value. We don't question it because we think that they know better, which most probably they do, but sometimes they don't. But the important thing is we take it. It's only later in life do we decide to question it. So similarly, the problem with us is that we end up questioning things which we shouldn't be questioning, and we don't question the things which we should be questioning. So when a malicious actor knows the right trigger words to tell us. So he says that, look, 10 lakh rupees in 1 month, or this is a 100% risk-free scheme. These words suddenly trigger the response to authority, and we end up not questioning it when we should be questioning it. But if someone else says that, look, there is a bit of risk in this, or there is something else in this, or it's not a straightforward solution, we immediately start doubting that person. We think, hey, look, he's telling me there's some risk in it. Why should I believe him? But you should be believing the person who's upfront and tells you there is risk in something, compared to the guy who's telling you there's no risk in it. Because if he's telling you there's no risk in it, how can that possibly be? There's risk in everything.
Yeah.
So that's the honeybee mindset, or rather, we're both a honeybee and a human at the same time, is where I stand on this. Yeah.
And one more thing that is mentioned in the book is the monkeys works as a group, and it is as a leader, and it obeys whatever the leader says. And similar thing happens in our society. We believe as a society, and to come out of the group and believe and think out of the group is something which is hard to get for our investors, because our Indian mindset is that we believe whatever the group says. Even if we have the good idea against the group, we doubt ourselves, and we think that our thinking is good or not. We have that second belief, and when we say that, think that I have this idea, and is it good or not, the leader and the society will not believe that and will suppress that, and this lead to the not development of the society. So how does this affect the investment?
Right. So this is something which value investors have to go through, because value investing is not a very attractive idea. It's not the kind of idea that will make you, for sake of repetition, 10 lakh rupees in 1 month. It's not that kind of idea. Value investing is something that makes you a steady amount of money over a long period of time. You're not going to see immediate returns. Most people in society do not want this kind of return. They want a return which is going to be a handsome return in a very short period of time. So that's when trading comes into play. And that's when ideas of chasing companies which are giving returns today, not thinking of whether this is a bubble or what's happening, no idea. So it's true that you will be ridiculed for ideas which you hold, which go against the grain. But as long as you've done the legwork correctly, and you think that, or you know for a fact that you've analyzed every single scenario, and you know that this idea is worth its money, then you have a duty to stick to that idea. That's how I see it. Because if you have a contrarian view, and you have worked on this contrarian view, and you know that this contrarian view is true beyond possibility of doubt, then it is something which you have to stick to. And it is true that, yes, the trade-off when being contrarian is that, yes, you'll have heavy payoffs, but at the same time you'll have a lot of ridicule while you wait for this idea to materialize, and it may take a long time for it to materialize. So if you're a value investor, you may have to sit on a stock which is not performing for quite a long time, until Mr. Market realizes that, look, I've made a mistake, you are correct, and I'm going to reward you for it. Yeah.
And in the short period of time, I could able to prepare only for regarding these topics.
You've prepared quite well. I think the viewers at home will definitely enjoy this.
So beyond this, you have read the book fully. Are there any things which are related to investment and share market which you can put for the viewers?
I think you've pretty much covered the crux of what is going on. I think Sapiens at the start also talks about the history of money and writing, and he talks about cuneiform, which is a very early type of script which they used in Babylon. So this is something which you can definitely go to the book, and this is a book I 100% recommend. I listened to it as an audiobook, and then I read it as well. It's definitely worth the read. It covers the entire history of mankind quite literally. Very, very good read. Definitely worth the time and effort to go through it. And I'm very glad you picked up these topics.
Thank you. It was a nice conversation. So I hope that this video was informative and useful. I suggest that you read this book. Firstly, when you are new to reading, and this book might seem strange because it points out the most of the history of the human mankind and its evolution. So I suggest that you find the interesting topic and read this book. Thereby you will have connecting dots, and you will be able to complete the book fully. So you will have the better idea of the human evolution, and you can relate it to any field you are working in, and thereby your broader view of the human evolution will increase. So if you found this video useful, Please share it with your friends whom you think this video will be helpful for them. Please like and share and subscribe to this channel for more kind of videos. See you in another episode with an interesting topic. Thanks for watching the video.
Thank you.